her favorite food. So before we get into the what's going on in this country, I would just like to say, China, please invade and take over this country and make that the only news that we have to cover.
It's funny when China takes the pandas back because people act like, oh, the pandas are going to be so sad. They're going to be in a shipping container. They're not going to know where they are. They're
Oh,
going
so
to be so confused.
I just
And
recently
they're
looked at
totally
this
fine.
opening.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, bamboo, this is great. And the people who go to the zoo, they're like, no, the panda's gone.
So E5, he goes 92,
Basically, there was like a
and then you just go like
demand
96.
and China was like, okay, well then we'll take these pandas back. And I saw one of those like
Knight G3. I think you go H5.
people was like, fuck pandas, they're stupid animals who just eat bamboo and do nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
why don't they want to rent our black bears? We should send them some black bears and then take them back and see how they like it.
I mean, like I think I have probably seen video footage of a black bear rolling itself into a ball and then like sort of like snowballing down a snowy hill and then like smashing its face into like a mound of.
Yeah, H5 might have been too early.
But it's few and far between, so no one's picking up our bears.
If you feed them enough, they get friendly. That's the thing with pandas. Pandas acted like that, and then we started giving them food.
Yeah, no, we should be leasing those the grizzly bears that they have in Russia that just live in people's houses. I mean, I guess they've been fed well enough, so they're just hanging out. All right, moving on from
I think it's fine
the
still.
animal world to the world of human beings. And,
But yeah,
what's going on in their brains? How is the mental health of our politicians? And I guess I'd just like to begin this week.
I did.
We've all
what's it called?
Chris, please bring up the Biden talking about beer brewing.
The beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery.
So we go Bishop E7 first.
Okay.
So this was I was very
There we have
glad
Knight
to
H6.
see Biden acknowledge
Oh wait,
the first
yeah, it didn't matter. I could have played Knight H6.
concept
Somehow I
of
thought the queen
That's what I thought it was.
could go to H4,
Rider is
which
within the
is
official transcript of his comments.
pretty blind of me.
But, like Earth Rider is this a concept? That
Yeah,
we're
I think
familiar
just
Honestly,
like Knight H6 to
I
F5
think
and
it's probably the brewing company, but
It is the brewery, yeah. I was hoping it was
Yeah.
Earth Writer, like the person who writes our reality, the Almighty. Like, thank
Yeah.
you for putting the Great Lakes in that one spot when you made the map, when you
It's-
spawned everything.
It's kind of worse that he's thanking the brewery because he's thanking the brewery for making the Great Lakes.
Yeah,
And it's like if you were thanking the guy who writes a reality or an Indo-European concept of God.
let's go
it's like,
H3.
yeah, no, that guy did it for sure. That guy made the Great Lakes, but the brewery did not.
Okay.
I don't know why he thinks that.
Yeah, he's thanking
Throw the
the
knight on
brewery
F5.
for the
Play
Great
Bishop
Lakes.
D7.
That part never makes sense, no matter how much you look at it.
I mean, like, I'm a little disappointed to find out that Earth Rider is the name of the brewery because I thought Biden had just sort of like accidentally revealed some sort of secret information about the archons that are in control of our reality. I thought he screwed up and talked about the Earth Rider when he wasn't supposed to, and we'll see how the writers of reality deal with that. Having some fun at a brewery. The next mental health status update of a politician I'd like to talk about is, of course, the scene recorded over the weekend of John Fetterman spending the night on top of his office rooftop waving an Israeli flag at protesters. Felix, I think you had the right take on this. Is that this is finally a job that suits his capabilities?
Yeah, urban scarecrow.
He's like a gargoyle.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Queen B6 or C7?
That building. I mean, people pointed it out, but it's like, I don't even think like most people in APAC would do that. I think it's like, it's the same annoying part of his personality where you remember like, I think it was 2020 when he had that like, very 2017 style like gay weed flag.
Right.
Yeah, where just like anytime people are like, "Oh, don't do this," he doubles down on it. But with this, instead of being like a sort of embarrassing online left liberal joke, it's supporting like the worst country in the world. I mean, it's just so weird. He's not even Jewish. Israel was never a part of his life. he until he was 50, his whole thing was like he was the mayor of a bad town and would like go on TV and be like, "Oh, my town only has one basketball hoop," and people would cheer for him. And it's like, where does Israel like? Did you just start getting into Israel when you were 53?
I mean, like, I don't know. This is not indicative of particularly wholesome mental health. I
Hmm.
mean, like, he was probably out there in basketball shorts. He's gonna catch cold, just robotically waving an Israeli flag. Moving on to the next mental health check-in of current leadership of the Democratic Party, we had Nancy Pelosi over the weekend go on one of the Sunday political talk shows and claim that the Gaza protesters were paid by Russia, and then just this morning told protesters in front of her house to get back to China, where your headquarters are. So, Nancy, which one is it? Who am I getting paid by? I mean, the checks, they are coming in, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know, is it Moscow or Beijing? You know, where's the return address here, Nancy?
Is Russia really that anti-Israel?
No,
Yeah,
they love
that
Israel.
I feel like they are.
Yeah.
It feels like once they get sick of us, they're gonna go to them.
Yeah, that's what I thought was weird. I mean, I've always been annoyed by that because it's something that like no one wants to acknowledge. Like Russia is where Israel buys its white people. Like
Yeah,
that was
it's
what
like
the whole
mostly
politics.
Russian.
G4 is a
Yeah.
crazy
And
move.
like they're pretty much the same like type of government, you know, just like a weird kleptocracy. Every once in a while those two countries pretend to be mad at each other, but like
Check.
no, like they're friends.
Yeah, they have a sort of bond.
Okay.
It's like us in Great Britain.
Yeah.
That's where we got our white people.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
So we have to kind of always be nice to them, no matter how annoying they are.
They might, England should do like China does with the panda and take their white people back from the United States if we keep fucking around. If we don't respect the king enough. Okay, moving on to Donald Trump. Um, people like to compare Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler and to his White House as the Third Reich, and those comparisons
I like
can get a
cheese
little
sticks
strange
now.
at times. But the one area in which I think Trump and his White House really was like Adolf Hitler in the bunker is that they were all absolutely geeked out of their mind on heroin and cocaine. I'm referring to an NBC News report headlined "White House Clinic Improperly Distributed Controlled Substances
And yeah,
During
we'll
Previous
just
Administrations," new report says.
How is it improper? How is it improper if it's a doctor who works for the White House? Who's saying it's the American Medical
Castle
Administration?
Yeah,
Queenside.
that sounds like a bunch of killjoys are
The
saying.
president
that.
is the boss. He should be the
Ex-
commander-in-chief of the military and doctors. He's the head doctor.
Don't know what Rook there does.
I saw like on
Yeah,
so
I
like
mean,
someone in that White House had the greatest Valentine's Day ever in 2019. They got liquid morphine, Tylenol 3, uh, and hydrocodone and fentanyl.
he's not really doing
Which
anything
is
in
like
particular. He's just kind
you
of
would
moving.
only get that in the same day if like literally someone
Making
shot your head
moves.
off.
Yeah.
Making money
you feel any
moves.
of it?
Which I guess,
Yeah, past a certain point, it's like, what are we doing here?
After
I
the
mean,
fentanyl, you're just asleep.
yeah,
I guess I'm gonna
like, who
double
knows
stack on
what
the H
happened. I
file
mean,
in case he goes like
that
knight
does
f2.
make me think that like with Ronnie Jackson in there, you could just like have a paper cut and go into the doctor's office and ask for all of that. They were handing out a lot of morphine and hydrocodone, but the second most popular drug was Provigil, which is an anti-narcolepsy drug, which is
Oh,
so fun.
modafinil, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's like everyone in that White House is just taking like shooting up liquid morphine every 3 days, and they're like, "I'm really sleepy this week. I don't know why."
Yeah.
Reading from
So yeah,
NBC
queen
News here, it says
f3, rook
the White House
h8.
medical unit dispensed prescription medications,
If he goes
including
knight
controlled
f2,
substances, to ineligible White House staff, said the report, which was
I'm gonna go
released
knight
this month. The
a4
unit also kept
and
records of 2
probably
drugs, such
bishop
as fentanyl,
c6.
hydrocodone, morphine, and oxycodone, in the same inventory that housed records for other medications, according to the report, even though federal regulations
Yeah,
require
I mean I have some
that
idea
separate.
here.
But yeah, no, Alex, I agree with you here. This is a real like if the
Yeah,
president does it,
especially
it's not an illegal drug. Or if the president gives illegal drugs to
does
his
that.
his his employees, It's just because they need to, not feel pain or stay up all day.
Yeah, Trump's a product of the 50s. Like, he probably saw his mom.
Take your bishop c6.
His mom would just have a doctor, and there would be a big rattler of pills, and she would take the yellow one and the blue one and the red one and the green one, and it would make mommy all better.
I think I take here first.
That shit worked back then. Like, if you're rich, you get to have a big thing of pills, and a doctor gives you whatever you want. And maybe stuff worked better back then.
I think it did. I think it did.
Fuss as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Noah
need to
Kennedy
take
was
first.
getting shot up with all kinds of stuff, but and
And
what
then
happened to him? He got killed for it.
let's
But I don't know,
go
like, who do we
bishop
think is,
c6.
like, the real dope fiend in the Trump administration? You think Trump
Queen
is getting
g3.
smoked up on oxycodone and fentanyl, or is this just like the people he
Take
has to,
one
who has to-
time.
has to work for him?
I don't know. Maybe it would make him a little happier
And
or angrier. It depends. Some people get pissed when they take a pill.
Yeah, I did see a lot of like ketamine nasal spray, and I feel like that's easy. Like I know who that is. That's like Hope Hicks, and then that other like 29-year-old girl who like she worked for Steve Bannon before.
can I go
Basically,
bishop to
all the, like,
e4?
35
Just
to
kind of
40
bringing my bishop in.
I think that they heard about ketamine online, and they're like, "Ooh, I've got to try it. I've got to try it from the doctor that gives everyone in this office heroin."
Well, that's funny because actually this week I saw another story
Knight
about
f2,
how,
bishop f5.
the feds busted an AFRICOM drug trafficking
Knight
ring run
d3,
by
I have
Fort
rook
Bragg
h3.
soldiers that was moving ketamine from Cameroon to Fort Bragg. There was like tens of
Check.
millions of
Oh wait,
doses
that's
of
not check.
ketamine, being moved into the country from
You have
Cameroon
queen a6.
via
Is
Fort Bragg.
b3.
So I'm sure some of it probably got diverted to the White House.
I mean, that really seals it. Ketamine being over is a cool drug if like regular army guys are doing it, not even special forces.
Yeah,
That's pretty embarrassing.
They advertise it on Twitter,
they do.
and I'm not taking
Bishop
the one.
f5. I guess he has h4.
It's drop shipped from Cameroon instead of Fort
h4
Bragg.
will stop the.
So actually, if you buy directly from Cameroon,
The
it's
idea.
like, $30 cheaper. Like those like faucet things that they
But
sell in Cameroon. Sorry, so moving on, Super Bowl is coming up.
ooh, okay.
We've got Alex here, fortune kit, musician and musical expert. So we got to talk about the latest thing, op or not,
c6.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Is the government seeding a sort of like doing a sort of an arranged courtship for these two to promote Biden in 2024? What's going on here?
I hope so. That'll be really
d3,
funny.
knight
That would
d3,
be
rook
awesome if they had
d8.
Travis Kelce win. They rigged it because they were just so mad at Aaron Rodgers. Like, I get why people think that, even though it's definitely not true. I get why they saw Aaron Rodgers and they were like, this is our guy. This is the next Tom Brady. He's so cool. They got all his merch. Then the Pfizer thing happens with the vax, and they're like, oh, they're trying to take him down. They're trying to take him down. And then this new guy is suddenly on the news and he's winning, and he's the next Tom Brady now. Like, I see why you would be like someone who loved Trump and then Trump lost and they put in Biden. And of course you're going to think it was some sort of fakery.
Well, I mean, so you got the fact that Travis Kelce was
So rook
he
h3,
promotes
knight
this,
h3,
this, like,
queen
advertising
check.
deal with Pfizer
He has
to
queen
promote the
g1
vaccine.
or
But
knight
then we
g1.
have a big story from the New York Times. Inside Biden's anti-Trump battle plan and where Taylor Swift fits in. The biggest and most influential endorsement target is Ms. Swift, 34, the pop sensation and NFL enthusiast who can move millions of supporters with an Instagram post or mid-concert aside. She endorsed Mr. Biden in 2020 and last year a single
And if
Instagram post of
d3
hers
pawn
led to
takes.
35,000 new voter registrations. Fundraising appeals from Ms. Swift could be worth millions of dollars for Mr. Biden. So, I mean, I like the idea that how old is Taylor Swift? She's like a woman in her, I don't know, like what, late 20s, early 30s.
34,
Like,
you just said it.
Okay, oh yeah.
I just want to go b5 so I can.
So yeah, did they really need to
Break
court her
this.
endorsement of Biden this time around? I mean, maybe she really cares about Gaza or something. But it is funny that they are.
Let's just
going
do
all
that.
in
I have
on,
to
like,
do.
getting Biden to attend the Eras tour. Maybe.
I think I have to do
Yes,
something.
so what would that look like? I would love for them to do some sort of photo op.
Oh,
with
he
him.
just
I don't know what
takes
it would
it.
even be. You can't get him to say a sentence.
Okay.
You can't get him to stay at a press conference. He'll just wander off.
What if they like changed him?
Queen f1 now.
How would they change him?
I mean, presumably like you would with a baby. Probably like
So
okay.
C4
wait.
now.
No, I didn't literally mean like.
I thought you meant like
change his
changing a boyfriend.
No, no, we're far past that.
Don't elect him and think you can change him.
I like that because finally my bishop
This one has
opens.
been annoying because it really sucks that like all the conservatives learned the phrase psyop because they just think that's like everything. I saw Benny Johnson, he was in a supermarket and he took a picture of like all those like limited edition like
Oh yeah,
single
like at the
run
checkout
Of course, my
counter
king
where it
is
says,
yeah
like, Princess Diana, 25
Oh,
years.
my
yeah.
king is in
Yeah,
danger as well.
Yeah.
yeah, there are a bunch of those for Taylor Swift, obviously, and he's like,
But
look at this, we're in the middle of a massive psyop.
I don't know.
Did you just find out about her?
Yeah,
She came out when I was in middle school.
But she's never and like well, this
We-
is weird about it because
we
like
try.
I feel like wasn't it just a few years ago when like Taylor Swift was being upheld as some sort of Aryan princess by sort of like alt right elements of like as being this sort of avatar of I don't know Ava Braun like femininity. Was
Yeah,
that
there was
Okay,
this
never
so
invented conflict
A4.
between her and I guess Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. It was very 2014,
I just go
and now I
queen
guess she's
D5 or something.
totally liberal coded. I guess because she
Queen
didn't say
C5.
anything conservative. They wanted that to happen, she's smart enough not to do that.
It is B4. Maybe like queen
I mean, I
D5.
know she like came out of the Nashville like country music establishment, which is more conservative, and I'm sure she lost some fans. But like, I mean, what is she? She's like a billionaire. Like, I don't know. Like, what do they want? What do they want from Taylor Swift?
I need to play
I
that
mean, I guess what they want
so
her to
quickly,
do
but
is
it's. I mean, this is
dump
fine.
her like sort of jock boyfriend and start dating Barron Trump
or Dan Bongino.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
They would look great together. But yeah, no, I do remember that. There was a brief resurgence of
might
the, like,
be some
image
problems.
of Taylor Swift as a conservative.
Yeah, because like after knight
during,
D3,
like,
I
the
have rook
last
H3.
time that left wing people on Twitter liked Kanye. Because,
Yeah, it was that.
He has queen G2.
Because, like, Kanye had some song on.
I have
like,
bishop
some
takes
of his, one
D3.
of his like more mentally ill
Queen
albums,
A8, king
where he's like,
D7.
fuck Taylor Swift in the butt.
Can keep
yippee,"
checking me,
or
but he
something.
loses the
Yeah, he had
piece.
like a fake statue of her naked in bed with him.
Yeah,
Just very thirsty and lame.
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
Yeah, and like, so Kim put out like apparently like I barely remember this, but I think it was like that Kanye and Kim tried to make it seem like Taylor Swift agreed to it in advance, but it turned out she didn't. Chris, you would remember this.
Wait, Kanye actually thinks he made Taylor
Yeah,
Swift famous.
They put out a video of like a call that they made. Do you guys remember this? Like there was
some sort of
them
phone
on
call.
the phone proving like, hey, we're gonna like imply that you had sex
I
with
don't know.
Kanye during a music
Well-
video. Is that cool? And there's like some garble. It's all very.
At the time,
Yeah,
Kim
you should be able to do this
posted
because
a
checkmate
phone
on
call
C2.
between Taylor and Kanye to Snapchat, which seemed to show Taylor approving the lyrics, which she says
Yeah, queen
she
A8, king
never
D7.
did. A full release of the phone conversation in 2020 appeared to show that the footage
Check.
was edited down.
All very weird. That was definitely one of the first bigger red flags of like all is not well in Kanye world, you know? Even though we
Yeah, that stuff is aged so badly.
Yeah.
All the takes
But-
about Kanye and how like white people just don't like Kanye because he's so woke and he knows so much about
Check.
racial issues.
Yes.
They don't understand how smart he is on those specific issues and how dumb Taylor Swift is.
That whole thing with Kanye was, I don't think it could have happened to anyone funnier. I
Check.
mean, we were on Twitter in 2014. Like for us, it was so funny because that was like in 2014. That was the only thing people talked about. Was just I remember I saw a post that was like, all you need to know about someone's
Yeah, there's a
opinion
mate
on
threat,
racial
of course,
issues
so.
is what they think of Kanye, and all you need to know what they think of
I mean, that's
women's
still
issues
true.
is what they
Yeah, I
think
guess
How he
it's
defends
true.
it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I was just gonna say that that Taylor is a genius at keeping her mouth shut about these things because largely she just does nothing and lets all the mishigas flow around her, and that's what keeps her at such a high level because I mean most things to most people.
And she has shooters.
Yes.
She doesn't have to say anything.
Yes.
Yeah. The only time she'll like indicate something about politics is when it's like, you know, it's like a 75
Check.
25 thing, like abortion, honestly.
So yeah, he defends it like this.
Just vaguely signal at that, but
Well, this is,
yeah,
I mean,
no.
he did endorse Biden in 2020.
But everyone was doing that. Like, it's easy to forget now, but like in that,
I feel like I should take this pawn.
Especially, there was like every celebrity that like never gets involved in this stuff was like, all right,
And go like king d7.
That's why he won.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't.
you know, I mean,
Alex, do you remember the? I think I've talked about this on the show before, but
Yeah, bishop a5 will be annoying.
The first, the
I have bishop
day when,
c6
like,
actually. Maybe that's better.
Kanye endorsed Trump. Someone tweeted very solemnly, "Wake up, Mr. West."
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to remember who that was. It was someone funny.
He's been crazy forever.
Yeah.
It's just like because you know, like when you watch football games on TV, like the TV networks, they cut away to Taylor Swift every time she's at a Chief game, which is like basically every game this season. And I think that makes a certain kind of guy so mad. But like the thing about Travis Kelce that you got to remember is that he wasn't good at football until he got the Pfizer vaccine. It made him into a beast out there. And like I think that's what they're mad about. They're mad about the evidence that the Pfizer vaccine turns you into a football god.
It either makes your heart stronger or it kills it if you're a pussy.
Exactly.
But if you're not a pussy, it makes your heart even stronger. It's like working out. Like some guys, they work out and they'll just have a heart attack. But some people, it'll make them stronger if they have the constitution.
That's very true.
They have to have the constitution.
5% of people will do whatever it takes.
Well, so obviously, like you know, Taylor is she's got a lot of cultural cachet right now.
Let's just take the pawn. I don't see what he's threatening.
You know, it's anyone's guess because you know she could come out.
Also, I'm up a bishop, right?
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I need to play faster because I had 2 minutes.
You should go to the Eras tour. That'd be great. But no, but moving on now. We got to talk about you know music, the wholesome music that people of the right wing persuasion can enjoy. We are returning now, of course, to our old friend, Canadian white rapper Tom MacDonald, who came out with a new song featuring, the genius Ben Shapiro. And we're lucky enough to be, have as a guest on the show today, Alex, who ghost wrote Ben's verse for the song. So could you just tell us a little about the creative process of working with Ben on this track?
Well, they call me the Ben Shapiro of the
I have literally no fucking idea how Tom MacDonald is a person.
I actually haven't heard this yet.
I
haven't heard this song yet. I was putting it off because
bishop
you
here,
guys said you hadn't
bishop
heard it
here.
yet, and I was going to listen to it for the first time on the show.
Well, the song is called Facts. And Chris, why don't we cue that up? And if you could just just jump ahead to Ben Shapiro's verse.
Man, I call this shit iTunes rap because it only charts on iTunes.
I have no idea where Ben Shapiro's verse is. So let's get a little.
Yeah. Guess that's probably a good move.
Check.
What happens if I go there? Pawn takes. C7. Take.
So he's saying, the listeners will be missing out on the visuals.
Just go
today,
bishop
but
d5.
I
I don't want to lose the pawn.
Tom MacDonald was talking about his raps are not promoting stripper poles or overdosing or anything cool like that. But like he looks like a gremlin of some kind. Like he's got braids and a face tattoo. I mean, he just looks very. He looks very disturbing, and he looks like someone who is on a lot of drugs. So I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. The average Tom MacDonald fan is overdosed like 12 times. Like they still have Narcan in their nose from the last time.
He's got So I mean, like,
I have no time.
Like you said, like, where did the American flags?
It's a bit of the problem.
He's from Alberta. Where the fuck? Why the fuck do you care where the?
Yeah, this guy's literally
American
Canadian,
flags
and he raps about
Yeah,
American politics like he's a true patriot.
I guess. But Felix, how do you think that Tom's verse here compares to White Boy or some of his other singles?
He also just has like
It's disappointing. I feel the same thing with Tom McDonald that I felt with
what is it called?
Alex Jones after Trump became president, where like Alex Jones just became like a boring Republican. Like he used to talk about like funny stuff and do these great shows where he would wander to Bohemian Grove and they would ask him to leave. And then after Trump became president, he'd be like, Democrats hate the Trump tax bill because it will give small businesses more money. And it's like, okay, great. And I can't hear this anywhere else.
Yeah, he
But
felt like he won, and he kind of
yeah,
did, but it made him boring.
yeah, with Tom McDonald, White Boy, the song where he goes into some sort of high school for adults and raps about understanding.
That's in the video.
Yeah,
And then,
he's
or if I
rap-
was black,
If
that's
I
what
Was
was going.
Black is awesome. I think it's like his apology for White Boy. He's like, if I was black, everyone would yell at me. They would accuse me of committing felonies. And I don't know why he made that song. Then my favorite, They're Trying to Kill Me If I Leave My Home.
Oh, I love that one.
That one's awesome.
Yeah, that's
That
a
one,
legitimately great.
They got copy striked or something. They probably started playing his music and got copy striked. Okay. Just make our position better. Play here.
okay.
Well,
But
I'm-
like after he sort of figured out that like conservatives are a reliable audience. iTunes Rap, as Alex said, like
Yeah.
since like conservatives, because they're broadly older people, are the only people who still buy music on iTunes. iTunes gives a great insight
Check.
into what old people are listening to.
Check.
You know, it was a great business move for Tom McDonald, but
Check.
it's like a creative low point for him, I feel like.
Well, I feel like it's interesting. Like I remember if I leave my house, they're going to kill me. It was a great song. Like, after listening to Shapiro's verse, I have a profile of Tom McDonald from Rolling Stone that came out in 2022.
GG, dude.
Right around the time White Boy and If I Was Black was sort of becoming controversial. And in the piece, like they spend some
Yeah,
time
I kind
on
of just went
it,
over this opening
and they're gonna kill
a
me if I
little
leave my house.
while ago.
He's a huge COVID paranoia.
I don't know about
and, like, was
H5.
a stringent
Oh, H5
masker
ninja
and
move. Okay.
sort of, what is it?
So yeah, I did go over this,
social distancing type of guy.
and I played it.
Because his girlfriend has asthma or something.
I don't know
and
if
he's
I played
against
it
the
correctly,
vaccine,
but I
he's,
played.
like, really strict about N95
I played it
masks,
alright.
which I thought was an interesting detail.
Yeah,
But-
him and Vladimir Putin, they're the world's two conservative COVID scolds.
Now, before we get into Ben Shapiro's verse
Check.
on this song, I just like to note that, Ben Shapiro has made a number of public statements declaring that rap music equals crap music. And, declared his because, he played violin since he was 7 years old or something. And based on that musical expertise, he has adjudicated that rap music is, in fact, not music. And Alex, I remember we had you on ages ago to talk about the sort of genre of conservative rap, and you made a point that like is obviously evident in this
D3 was
video,
strong.
which is that like similar
Oh
to
yeah.
the
Well,
Daily Wire movie Lady
yeah. What's going on
Ballers,
here?
which is
D3.
about, like, any
Say,
loser guy is still
well, you
better
can't
than
play
the
C
best
takes,
woman at
but say you
basketball. I
play
think someone like Ben Shapiro who hates rap music
take.
has a
Oh.
has a need to be a participant in it as a way of kind of like denigrating rap music. This
Rick
even
D8.
I, the lamest person on earth, can do rap music better than black
Okay.
people.
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is
it's that easy. And then there's
Yeah.
no way to really dispute
this
it.
hurts
because
actually.
They point to iTunes
Check.
and it says #1 on iTunes because everyone's uncle bought
Oh
it.
wow.
You look on Spotify,
Check.
it's 8,000 plays. But to them, that's enough. They say, well, I can rap as good as Lil Pump.
All right, let's hear some more from.
Oh, Queen
Flax.
F1.
Before we hear the Shapiro verse, we see Tom McDonald
So,
standing in front
Queen
of a
of-
Check.
monitor
Queen of
to
one
Ben
of King
Shapiro's
B2?
face, and he looks exactly like the grinning man
Queen to
that
E2.
appears on most Aphex Twin imagery.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. B8. Yeah, I did not see that.
Check.
So,
Check.
wow, let's go behind
Check.
the bars with Ben Shapiro.
Check.
It's just, yeah, I mean, like, really robotic. It's like, I mean, this seems like an AI. Like, you just, like,
I was
AI
gonna
with
ask
Ben
if it's
Shapiro's
AI.
voice. Yeah.
It's not like it's hard to get Ben Shapiro, but
Check.
it was just so weird.
Yeah,
It was so unmusical.
I don't know what like the not like. I feel like even for like Tom McDonald fans, shouldn't we be past the novelty of like what a nerd is rapping? Like, is this 1998? What are we doing here?
Check.
Weird Al Yankovic did it better.
Check.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean,
Check.
it's very similar to the Tom's verse. Like Ben's coming in, and he's
Yeah,
saying
we
that, like he's basically just
did a
advertising
good
his
job at
music, like,
converting,
you know,
pretty much.
all the other things that
But
rappers promote, like,
yeah, there's
you know,
some middle game
having
ideas that I
sex,
missed.
doing drugs,
Pretty cool
being
looking.
cool. I'm not about that. I'm making money off compound interest.
Pretty much,
and, talking about facts on my webcast.
Some crazy
Is he trying to
ideas.
be
What's it
anti-Semitic
called?
to himself? Why are you talking about compound interest? Why are you saying that? Don't say that.
You're selling fans. I'm taking rent. All right,
That is so fucked up.
You want to hear a little more of it, or should we dive into this?
Could have went Queen A6, B3, and then B5. Oop. B5, CB, Queen B. Bishop B4. 2, C4. Knight F2, Bishop F5, Queen F3. Little calm King C7.
My pronouns are he, him. Get used to it. Does that offend you?
What are his face tattoos too?
Does one say hog?
Oh yeah. Well, his whole he had this thing in like 2018 around the same time as White Boy and Dear Rappers, Hangover Gang, but then he got sober, so he still has Hangover Gang like tattooed across his face.
Oh, it's like
That's
Wino
awesome.
Forever.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp's tattoo.
Yeah.
I just want to share a few details about Tom from this Rolling Stone article. It says here, perhaps you've seen the music video for White Boy, which currently has more than 22 million views on YouTube and made a minor celebrity of a carpenter turned pro wrestler turned rapper named Tom McDonald. God, listen, nail this guy to a crucifix and he